Yeah, let me start this. Good. Yeah, what's up now? What's up? Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Change Your Lives. I'm about to say Mr. Damn Short. Welcome to Change Your Lives by your true Deonte Burden. We got me slow my butt down. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Tonight we're doing with a subject matter that's real near and dear to me, and that's really parenting and mentoring. Me being the father of 4 sons and being a proud member of 100 Black Men in South Metro. I kind of pride myself in dealing with that, plus over 20 years of coaching, dealing with youth, especially young Black men, and in addition to my own children, being a youth, a mentor, dad, friend to a lot of young men, just like it was done for me. And so tonight's show, we're talking about something I think is very, very important. And I think a lot of discussion, a very good discussion that a lot of parents need to have, and that's helping your children isn't fixing their problem. Helping your children isn't fixing their problems, because far too often people have the children,
right?
See their children have issues,
right?
But put their kids out of the situation that they may be in, but don't necessarily fix the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like when we got a leaky pipe, we might put duct tape on the pipe, but it's still dripping. And then eventually it's gonna start back dripping. So I want to have a discussion with everybody tonight in regards to, helping the children isn't necessarily fixing their problems. Right now I'm streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. What's going on? All right, I see my man Dominique tuning in. What's up, Sexy Red on 28? Right on, I got the Facebook, the YouTube and Instagram in front of me. What's going on, everybody from TikTok? Again, we're talking about helping kids and fixing that problem. Sorry about being a little tardy, y'all. We had a lot of technical difficulties caused by yours truly. But as always, DJ Lab does save today.
That's all right. That's all right. That happens to the best of us.
What's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab?
What's going on, brother?
Man,
it's Thursday, best day of the week, right?
Absolutely. I also give a big shout out to Mother Producer Slick 316. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick?
Feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. You want to add to the discussion. Again, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter. The main hub is the Change Your Lives YouTube channel, where we have over 900 videos covering personal development, professional development, mentoring, parenting. I get a lot of information from the perspective of a Black father, like I am,
That's right.
So a lot of good information there. But again, this discussion we're talking about tonight, that being helping your children isn't fixing that problem. It has a lot to do with what I've learned over the years and things that I've seen other people that, just fall in with them with coaching, from the outside looking in, friends, family and stuff. And we had these discussions because we see our kids go through stuff. And a lot of times, I always look at it, being a mentor, with 100, we have a lot of parents that come to us with their children.
Okay. And
I do want to get this disclaimer. My views on mentoring is my views.
Right.
100 Black Men, not whatever, but my views on mentoring.
Right. It's separate.
It is mine.
Okay.
And I don't believe mentoring is raising.
Right.
I believe mentoring is helping develop. And I think a lot of times that people will bring children or their sons, daughters, well, mainly sons, to us, not with them, just bring them, around myself.
Right.
They want assistance. They may, hey, I'm having problems with them, this and that is going on. And I can see from the get-go, that child might be in need of mentoring, but that child really needs discipline. Yeah,
the difference.
Parental discipline.
Right.
Not necessarily somebody talking. And I've seen far too often, man, people want to get somebody to fix their kids. They want to do certain things, but they want when stuff not going away, they want to fix it.
Okay.
And that's why I want to have that discussion with a lot of parents. Like, look, man, just what's going on, Trading Cole? Appreciate you tuning in. A lot of times people make decisions with their children, and when they get to certain ages, like shit, now you can't really handle it. It's too embarrassing, too overwhelming for you. Now you want somebody to fix it, and you never go get it corrected. And that's one of the biggest things I see just with folks looking for actually mentors or help and things like that. If you know, it's nothing wrong. Again, guys, feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. We're talking about helping your kids and fixing their problems. I remember when my third son, Chris, when was probably about 3-4 years old, you know, like I could tell, like, shit wasn't right with his speech. Right? And Chris through a severe stuttering. He's good now. But what I said, there are a lot of times, you know, your kids younger, you like, speak up, boy, this and you see something wrong.
Right.
You see something wrong. And I just wasn't gonna be sitting there not addressing that. And you know, I heard some stuff. Put some what was that told? Put some salt rocks in his mouth or some stuff.
Really?
Fix it, man. Some old Negroes, you know.
Salt rocks in his mouth.
But I'm saying, like, look, I got a Blue Cross Blue Shield. Let me go use this copay.
Right.
You know, the rest was history. This is pre going to school. You know, once you get to school system, the school system offers the services too. But it was one of them cases you see certain things. You know, parents are a whole lot more now with knowing their kids, you know, are autistic, knowing they're on the spectrum. Because, you know, like we were growing up, like, what was it? That boy off.
Right, that's it. Well, yeah, it was no assessment like.
But you knew something wrong.
Right, but it just wasn't.
None. But it was just it was always like a negative connotation to it, right? But it was never just like, okay, let me be receptive to it, let me see what's going on. Parents weren't even, you know,
they weren't even concerned with it.
Yeah, you know, damn near like they fuss it, they figure they can fuss it out you, beat it out you, you know, whatever, cast your way, but it still didn't change anything, right? But you know, again, as a parent, you still see what there's something need to be addressed right here, right?
Right.
But because you don't want to address it, you just
let it go.
We're gonna get sleep it away. And I don't know what changed, but it's just now people more aware to say, okay, cool, my child's on the spectrum. My child has certain issues, and people are more aware, but I'm glad it happened. But just imagine how many people that we grew up with just had to go through that just in regards to just what's going on, Savvy Publicity PR. People went through that. I can't catch everybody coming in on a TikTok, man, because it's flying by, everybody flying in and stuff like that. But I appreciate
tell everybody what's up.
Yeah, what's up, TikTok. What's up, TikTok world? I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, everybody, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Like I said, man, you grow up and you see that. And a lot of people handle that with their children. Right. You know, just like, boy, you know, stop being so damn slow or call your names, but they do something damn right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then, you know, the kid go to school and
get the same thing.
They go to school and grades and parents cuss them out. Why your dumb ass can't get white? And keep in mind, the parent ain't too much damn sharper than the kid. Right. But they fussing because, you know, really, a lot of some of them might be concerned, but I think a lot of it, they just don't want to get bothered at work. You know, but you, like I said again, you still know what there's something wrong. Right. There's something wrong with your kid, and a lot of times we went through because most of them them baby boomer parents, and shit, they just everything was just by brute honesty, brute force, and not no kind of real understanding or try to understand what the hell was going on. Right. And thankfully, we shifted to a more so in society. Now people try to be understanding and be proactive with certain things. But still, parents still see certain things where their kids will have issues. And I don't say it's always a blind eye, but it can be a rainbow of things. It can be like, damn, man, I see my son, you know, can't pick this up. I see my daughter dressing like a boy. My son walking like a girl. My other son, he starting fights. You see all kind of stuff, right? But you like, you know this is not normal behavior.
Right.
But you just hopefully you can yell it away, beat it away, wish it away, and it don't happen.
Do you think it's more of not knowing how to handle it, not knowing what to do to address it?
I think it's not knowing how to handle it. I think it's embarrassment. I think it's fear. I think it's not necessarily one reason why, right?
Right,
you know
right.
And I think because of that, that's why you get so many different kind of responses, right? You remember on Empire, Lucius' son came downstairs, he threw him in the garbage can and stuff like that, and like beating him really wasn't gonna do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as they got older, he just like it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gonna produce these tracks. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it just had to just grow on.
Right.
And but far too often people don't really they don't really get it accepting with it. And that's why I want to have a discussion with parents, because we gotta really just sometimes think and understand one key thing is that our children are their own person. As parents, and anybody know me. I ain't one of those we're friends, this, that, and that. I'm pretty hard on my boys.
Right.
And I'm very close to my children too. But I come from the perspective with my children. What's going on, Sam Gara? If I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. Appreciate you coming in. I come from the perspective, with my children, like, hey man, these are the rules. But if they have an issue with something like that, hey daddy, let me holler at you.
Right.
Now, my house is not a democracy. So we don't get no votes and shit. But if it's something you want to throw at, all right, cool. I'm gonna listen to you.
Right.
I'm gonna listen to you. And there's things that I might have had my vision or how I want things to go, but then I facilitate. Well, let's have a communication. We're doing it, but I don't want to hear. I don't feel, because I'm doing a whole lot of shit I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's always the way.
Yeah, but I had to grow to the point where I had to learn it, because I didn't have that growing up, right? And they good boys, but I'm not saying my way I do my house is perfect or the right way, but it's just my way.
Right.
And I'm always learning. But one thing that's helped me in my development as a parent, as a father, and he's a mentor and stuff like that, I've been open-minded to listen to other people and look at other people. I don't mean I'm gonna change my mind, but you get kind of other insight.
Right.
I always been that way, because that's really the way me and business.
The way you are.
Right. And I think that's been one of the key things with me being successful, is because I look at other things and I ask questions. But that's one of the key things we start looking at for the actual development of our children and how things going. Understanding that is theirs. We have just simple rules: don't hit, don't steal, don't do things to other people.
Mind your business.
How to respect authority. We have certain things that just kind of black and white. But the viewpoint way kids understand or believe certain things, they're gonna develop that on their own.
Yeah, they're gonna get
yeah.
You try to raise them, right? You always say, man, I thought I did better than this as a parent. But once a child gets their own age, we talked about this on several shows before. They gonna do whatever they want. They gonna do what they want to do. Like you talking about the business part. Remember you talking about leaving the business to your child, and the child has no interest in doing what you're doing.
Brother, let me tell you something. And again, we're talking about helping your children and helping your child in fixing their problem. I think so many people talk about generational wealth that don't have no wealth to give. Because you find out very quickly when you get $1 in your pocket that you can actually roll some assets and stuff over to your children, you realize how much they don't want.
Right.
And you really and truly, like, it sounds good to feel that way. Because a lot of times people bring it up now as adults,
right?
But nobody left this for them, left it. Yeah, because you didn't have the capacity to get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, your family ain't that her lazy ass. This girl, man, it's sorry. The hell I'm be doing that to leave here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't thinking you enough of you to leave that for you. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about it, as we get older, think about it. We're really most parents that I know, most people period. The older we get, the less we want to do.
Right.
And if we can roll some stuff over our children, we'll love to do that.
Right.
But the thing of it is, you start realizing like the different ways your child got. Like, no, I don't know.
It ain't gonna be feasible.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be feasible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That pot boiling over with that joke. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to work every day, right? You know.
Right.
But then people start reading a couple self-help books, start listening to YouTube,
Mhm.
and they start going, I didn't get it. You know, my parents didn't teach me this, they didn't teach me that in school. They taught it in school, you just weren't paying attention.
Right.
Because there's some kids that got it.
Right.
There's some kids that got it and some kids that were engaged with it. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, depending on how receptive you were at certain points in life or how mature you were and stuff like that. But I think a lot of times people don't want to be honest with themselves with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I took all AB classes, took all honors classes, took all gifted classes, but I was also crazy about girls.
We all was.
I'm just saying, like I know what my focus was. Right. So, and I always remember when I was at Phoenix at seminar with my classmate Sean Jenkins, attorney out there, got a night law firm, and I'm out wheel and paint one night or whatever in the middle of the damn week. I was in calculus class. And I'm like, Sean, you know, I know I ain't did my homework.
Right,
hey, man, you know, this is my teammate.
Right.
Bro, let me get an answer. He looked at me and said, ain't. I like,
ain't.
What the hell you mean, ain't?
Right.
And he's like, Pooch, I stayed up all night doing this, man.
Right.
And he looked at me, he had bags on his eyes. I couldn't do that respect.
You couldn't do nothing, let it go, right?
But that's just the point was I know where, you know, I should have been more focused on certain things, but wasn't. When the military got my head back together, right, everything was cool from there. But I know what I didn't do, and I just think a lot of times people don't want to sit here and say that. You know, because I hear too many adults say that now. That's why we got to kind of be realistic with our children, you know, because you and what I'm talking about the hearing or what adults say is they didn't teach us this in school. If schools taught this, they taught it. They taught it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you hear people out here all the time, why they teach you trigonometry, why they teach you this, that, and that. It's a reason why. And if you do learn that, trust me, you won't have to work a hard day in your life.
At all.
Saying that.
Right.
I've looked, but I've never seen a broke nerd. I'm just saying, I ain't never seen one.
That math was kicked me out of chemical engineering.
Yeah.
It politely othered me over to something else because I was gonna be a chemical engineer. And that math was like, not today. I know my capabilities.
When you start talking about engineering, unless you love multiplying, adding alphabets.
Right. That's what I said. And, I said I get to 1 + 1 and 2 and 10 + 10 is 20. But what does YXZW2 mean? Don't mess around. My mom tuned in. No, mom ain't. Maybe because you started late.
I seen her come in on the other one because I got the notice when mom came in. But you know, we're good. She ain't in. Well, yeah, my mama, and that's supposed to help with homework. She, why you get cussed out? Why you bring me this shit?
Right.
Why you throw out? I don't know what this stuff is. I ain't seen this shit. You know, you're gonna get all cursed out.
Right.
You know, and everything. So trust me, I didn't have a support staff with that. Mama love me,
right?
But I ain't getting no help with my homework. I'm like a lot of kids out here today.
Oh, that's today and yesterday. Shoot, my mama homework.
What happened? But to that whole point though, like when we start talking about those stuff, when you see your kids have issues, you can't avoid it. You know, what I mean avoid the issue is the cause. One thing about it, when I was in grad school, and one of the professors talked about something that always stuck with me. He said a lot of times when people see issues or problems, they focus on the solution. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the problem. This is the solution. This is what fixes it.
Let me go with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what they don't focus on, the cause.
The cause of the problem.
What caused that? Because I can fix the problem.
Right.
But the cause is still around somewhere and it can come back. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of times that's how most of our problems, it can be in your business, it can be in your life, your family. That's the issue. People don't necessarily because, you know, the kid doing bad at school, put him in another school. Kid had another problem at school, put him in another class. Kid had a problem at school, change the teacher. But it can be the friend, it can be drugs. The cause still the cause. The cause didn't go away. And that's the thing I think a lot of times people gotta understand.
Right.
That's not when we said that because again, you You realize how far you go through in life, and you hadn't even thought about that.
You put them in another class, and they still have the same problem.
Yeah.
Get another teacher, and still got the same problem.
Exactly.
Another school, and still have the same problem.
Exactly. That's
Right.
That's the key. People don't look at that, like they don't look at that. They fix it, but the problem is going to come back because the cause is still there.
Right.
Now, here's the issue with the cause. A lot of times, the cause is something painful that we got to address. Maybe we ain't doing this. We ain't doing that.
So we
need
to get to the root of it.
Nobody like talking French unless you give them some money. That we. They say we when we talk about money, but they want to talk about we when it's a problem.
When it's a problem.
Oh hell no! I do that. You. Shit, when it's money,
ain't no we when it's a problem.
Shit, when it's a problem, man, they do that. You. But that's when we start seeing them causes. Am I spending enough time? Do I need to get a tutor? Do my kid need to get tested? Do my kid, you know what I'm saying? Do I need to spend more time at home? Do I need to whatever? Because again, man, I with myself, and I remember, one of my sons having all kind of shit going on at school. Great kid, he doing well now. And I just remember, man, I'm out there in the street. I mean, nothing bad. I got a businesses going. I feel like I'm a self-made mogul. I'm making all this damn money. I'm providing everything I need for my family. Everything they need. Money, food, shelter, everything like that what a man's supposed to do. My son cutting the damn food at school. I'm sitting there like, okay, getting on my ex-wife, man, do this, you need to do this, you need to do that. And, he first, second grade, young and whatever that stuff. And I'm just getting on her about doing stuff. What the hell you mean? What is this? What is that? And to be honest with you, dog, she checked me like, I can't deal with this shit. I can't deal with it. And Poochie, so folks out there making money. I need to just stop. Let me stop trying to do this. Let me close this. Let me back off from this. Let me get involved. And the rest was history. But I had to make a sacrifice of let me let some stuff go because my son needed me. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
And that's why I can sit here and say to people like a lot of times, like, well, they ain't did this, they ain't did that. Shit, what have you done? Now, let me get this disclaimer. I know some hard-headed ass kids out here. And I don't want to sit here because a lot of times people throw that out there. Parents to parents to parents. No, parents good. That joke just hard-headed. Right?
Okay.
Or that joke need a prescription.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, so I don't want to sit here and act like that. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But a lot of times, if we're honest with ourselves as parents, we're honest with ourselves as parents, we say, man, I need to do this.
Something else going on.
Like, I backed away from a lot of money. Like, hey, she checked my ass. Like, I can't do this. And I know, like, I'm putting expectations on like what I would do. And hey, bro, let me get involved. Let daddy do this. Let daddy do that. And the rest was history.
I think a lot of times we get involved with like you say, you running a business, you thinking you doing everything. And I had the same issue. I was going to school, getting my degrees, doing everything I'm supposed to do, like to make the future for my children better. But the problem I was having, like my son, my other son, he was having a problem with school because he was having a problem with his sexuality. So, but I didn't know that. As a younger parent, you thinking to yourself, I'm doing manly stuff. Not saying that it's not manly, but he should be, I like girls, so I know he gonna, you think it's automatic, but that wasn't it. And then when you have a parent like myself and the son thinking he can't come to you, it creates issues. But I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm focused on these degrees, his real estate license, his broker's license, all the stuff that we need to make sure that your future is secure. But I wasn't really understanding the root cause of why he didn't want to go to school or why he didn't like school or what the deal was. I'm like, it's school, man. All you gotta do is deal with this for a few years and get the fuck on. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry about cussing. Oops, sorry. But get on. And I wasn't getting to the root of what the problem. I would talk to him, but when I talked to him, it was like
talking to him instead of with him.
Right, I was talking to him, and I thought I was talking with him. I was like, tell me what's wrong. Why you, But the problem with me was in my delivery. The delivery was the problem. Once the delivery got a problem, like we said before, you don't even hear the message. You get what I'm saying? You don't even hear the question or the statement or what you're asking the delivery messed up the whole conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And depending on your maturity level, you be a man, but depending on where your maturity level as a parent, your solution may not be the best at that time.
Right.
Because 20-year-old pooch might be on some, man, go to come do some damn push-ups. 30-year-old, like, man, why you trip? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I can sit here and talk. William, the way I do William, we talk a whole lot more than I did with T. Because I was in my 20s with T.
Okay.
I'm in my 40s, I'm almost 50 with William.
Right.
So William, now, again, it's some things, you know, me and T out there running damn marathons, shit, lifting weights and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had that going, but he didn't get the season bit like we'll get. You know what I'm saying? So
got you.
Pros and cons, but definitely from a maturity standpoint, we don't know because as parents, you know, just let's be real, everybody. We don't get no manual with this shit.
No.
We don't get no manual.
There isn't one.
And to be honest with you, when we start talking to our friends or our cohorts, depending on what level they at, they might not know enough. You know what I'm saying? To say certain things. You know, because, you know, when you go through stuff, you want advice, but sometimes you just need to get it off your chest. And when you have the moments where you just sitting there just talking, if it's overwhelming, you might mess around talking to the wrong damn person.
And they might give you the wrong advice.
Yeah. You know, and it might be applicable to them or what they know, say all kind of stuff.
I was just thinking that they give me the advice to how they would handle it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't apply to your children or you because y'all are different people.
It's never been a secret because, you know, his crazy ass called the show before.
Right.
My ex-father-in-law ain't raised none of his damn kids.
Right.
But was like Dr. Phil 2.0. I mean, because always, like I said, I don't mind his dumb ass on call the damn show before.
Right.
But you know, I mean, like I just remember that. And 20-year-old Pooch, he'd be like, all right, Pop.
Right.
30-year-old Pooch was down there like, hey, man, chill out. I got my 40s.
Right.
Hey, look, mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he was very, very quick to give parental advice. And, you know, and you younger, you just kind of, you know, all right, Pop. You know,
go with
you know, it's some BS.
Right.
But, you know, just respect it. But then you get, oh, hey, man. And then when I would bring that up in my 40s, like, it was just blasphemy. People understand, here's the deal. There's a difference between somebody that's an elder and somebody that's just damn old. You know, you're going to get that. You got your OGs, the ones that are going to give you some wisdom and some games. Those are elders. Somebody older, they just mean they've been on the earth
a little bit
much longer.
Right.
There are a lot of people that are younger than you with a lot of wisdom and a lot of experiences that they have encountered. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And depending on how your ego is, if you can receive that from that. I can use it myself personally because I've been a decent leader my whole life. I was privy to be put on a lot of leadership situations and boards and stuff like that with a lot of people that were older than me. They're way older. And a lot of things wasn't received, and I don't think it was fair. I wasn't received right in a lot of situations because I was the same age as some of their children. But I had more experience here than these people. They were older.
Right.
And there were things that they could teach me that they were elders in certain situations. But there was a lot of stuff that I knew that they didn't know. But because of ego, I was given. I can say that from personal experience. And that's happened several times. Now, you know what I'm saying? I done got older and everything now, but I was pushed in them leadership positions young. And I always remember that. And the good thing came out of it was I'm more receptive to younger people because I know how they feel to have an opinion and nobody want to listen to you. They feel like you're too young.
Right.
But you're not. You're younger than that person, but you still be more experienced.
Have more experience and more intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely.
More intelligence.
But I'm very, very cognizant of that. And to your point, just when we have a conversation with our children, we got to understand, you know, to your point, where we process, the way we see just that. And you know, I had a conversation with people, and they was like, "Well, kids today and it's tough and all this other kind of stuff." I think sometimes.
Do you think that's true?
In some cases.
Okay.
In some cases, I miss some tough ass kids. You know, some you know that are very mentally tough. I think sometimes as use myself for example. Growing up in Bankhead, never had my dad around, so now they're doing all this other kind of stuff with building everything by myself. It may be very mentally tough.
Right.
Sports may be mentally tough. My kids, you know what I'm saying,
Didn't have to go through that.
Funny, me and Will were talking last night, just to go to this point. Me and Will were talking the other night, and you were saying something about the ceiling fan. I said, Will, my whole life, until I went in the Army, I never had air conditioning.
Right.
A fan in the window.
And the window.
Pull it down.
And to make sure it don't fall out the window.
That's what I had my whole life.
Right.
Till I went in the Army. Like, I never had central air.
Right.
And to see my son just sitting there with his legs crossed and just chilling, complaining about this, that, and that. So when you ask me, it's just certain things. Thanks for calling Change Your Lives. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, great conversation tonight. I just wanted to add, one of the things I think that would get more parents involved and engaged academically or even with emotional development is changing the rhetoric. I think that does exist in certain
Hit the button again.
Hello? I'm sorry, caller. Can you call back? I apologize. I don't know what happened, what end it came on. But if you don't mind, thanks for calling Change Lives. I'm sorry about that.
Hey, sir, I got disconnected. Sorry. But I think even the rhetoric of saying what's wrong with the child. I know people say that innocently, right? They're saying, well, I didn't mean anything by it. But I think you can get a lot of parents on the defensive. And I think a lot of teachers and educators and administration that do focus on parental engagement really do try to work on language and how things are presented to parents. Because I think if you say what's wrong, people become almost a mama bear or a father bear. There's nothing wrong with my child. They become defensive. And after all, I happen to believe every child has gifts and every child has weaknesses. Every child, right? Regardless of how they test or how they end up on a spectrum. So I do think if we start off with saying not what's wrong, but there's an area of concern, I think we would pull more parents into a meaningful conversation to help guide their child. Because again, there's no perfect child out there. And I just want to say, if we focus on taking away what's wrong, I believe that we'll have healthier conversations with parents and focus on the true goal and allowing our children to progress and be the most productive adults eventually they can be. Keep up the great work.
Hey, I got a quick question. And I like what you said in regards to saying, hey, here's an area of concern, instead of saying something's wrong. Okay. The question I have is just any kind of criticism, not criticism, or any kind of just notice to a parent that something maybe, like you said, an area of concern. I understand the rhetoric of hearing, something's wrong. Even if you hear that, hey, there's an area of concern. I just feel a lot of times parents just don't want to hear it. They feel like they're good. Mm-hmm. How would you suggest that, you be able to even, I don't know if say combat or be able to deal with it with just a parent feel like there's no area of concern. There's nothing to think about. How would you suggest being able to handle it? I think that's a great point. But how would you suggest that could be handled in regards to just a parent just don't want to hear anything? Does that make sense?
I think yeah, it does. And I think that's a very good point. I think there are always going to be the set of anybody, regardless of the topic, that may just be blocked from taking constructive feedback. But I do think, and we all know the old adage for you and your co-host, that it's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it for some people. And I think if we do focus on a positive solution and, again, be mindful of the words, because words do matter, right? It does. And it matters especially in education, but it also matters in normal, mundane conversation. And I think if we focus on the positive growth or the potential of growth with the child, be it emotional development, be it academic, whatever it could be, because all children go through things, regardless of being the ideal child or not. We all know that. But if we focus on the area of growth and the potential of that, I think that can help a lot of parents take the defensive guard off, take away, you're talking about my bear, you're blaming me, somehow I'm to blame for this, and say together we can get to where we need to be. But I do think the rhetoric, it helps so much. And again, people unassumingly, culturally, will often say, I grew up as well, what's wrong with them? But I think if you arm it like that, people are automatically defensive because why would something be wrong with them? And again, every child has areas to grow in. Every child, even ones with perfect SAT scores, they can grow in an area as well. So if we just focus, I believe, on the nurturing part and pushing them and getting them to the potential they can be, then I do think you are really disarm a lot of parents out there who come armed with, oh, they're going to start with me. Here we go. They're picking on my child.
Okay. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the response. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Take care. That's a good point.
Mhm.
But you know what, Lab? I think that's a great point. But at the end of the day, from the other side of it, as a parent, you can't be privy to somebody's going to give you things the way to make you feel comfortable.
Okay.
That's just like
They're not
when
going
I
to
talk
deliver the
about,
message the way you expect.
Yeah,
them to
yeah.
deliver.
because I talk to my kids about that.
Mhm.
Like, hey man, like, you know, just to hear that point, but hey, Dad, you could have said it this way. Look, shit, life ain't.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know?
I think a lot of times, and I agree with what she says. You know, sometimes the delivery, and I'm guilty of that. Like, she is 100% correct, because I've gone to school with my children, and they sent home a note like, you know, something wrong with your child in this class. I'm like, what the hell they mean? Something wrong with my child? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm already defensive when I go up to the school, because I see that the note says something wrong with my child, but I'm hearing my child is stupid. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, what they mean? Like, so I'm already in the defensive when I go up to the school, because the delivery of the message was incorrect, or the delivery of the message was not how I would expect a teacher to deliver a message. But they probably got 15 people they got to write this note out for, and they not thinking about the delivery. They're just thinking about, I need to talk to this parent about their child in this class. So, but I'm already defensive. You get what I'm saying? Parents get defensive. And she's right. Parents do get defensive when they feel like their child is being picked on or being said to be something that the parents think that they're not. You get what I'm saying? Like, if your child stole something, your child may be a thief, and your child like, no, I get the pencil, and they like, yeah. But now they trying to say your child still. You get what I'm saying? Like, So
helping your children isn't fixing that problem. Again, helping your children isn't fixing that problem. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. You know what, Lab? When the caller was talking, and when you talk right now, I'm just trying to think back with my children. Have I got that phone call in regards to something wrong? I really ain't got that. You know, I might have got approached on a professional manner, because I'm thinking like something. They probably got some kind of training. The teachers more, you know, more so. Anybody on Facebook? Nobody came in, but you know, mostly the teachers got maybe some kind of training to you know. I ain't really got a rude approach.
Okay.
I know I had that, and Dave for the damn said it doesn't happen. But for the most part, I've got professional teachers. But I say all that to say, going back to my point about when we started talking about delivery, I remember before telling one of my children, you want somebody to say, get the hell out of my office, or you're fired. Like, I'm just saying, like, bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, hey, at some point,
I get what
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I'm saying, you don't have to say it like that. I do think that's very, very important when we're trying to get some things going in a certain direction. We're trying to build and want people to be able to retain. Because it is, as you know, as a coach, I was very, very mindful of. I never want to get my message lost with me yelling. I see a lot of coaches do that.
Okay.
Yeah, this, that, especially football. I used to all the time, hey, coach, you know, and I could look at my other coaches like, hey, coach, you don't know.
Right.
Like, I can look at a kid and tell, coach, he doesn't know.
No.
You yelling
ain't gonna help it.
He's too afraid to tell you, coach, I don't know.
Right.
Coach, you need to make sure he know. I can look at a kid and tell, because you know when you see football players, you see, okay, cool. Let me, they're seeing how things, especially defensively, you see just what people processing, and you can sit there and see. Right. You don't know what the hell going on. Hey, coach, listen, you don't know. You fussing, you don't know. And far too often, a lot of guys, especially football, everybody, it's a man thing, yelling, cussing, this, that, and that. Hey, look, man, and if you play, I played ball my whole life. My son's a high school football coach and everything. All my kids play. If usually you get a mental toughness, whereas coach ain't cussing you, he cussing, but you get in the process. I ain't never been a fan of Poochie, you MF dirty. I ain't never.
Right.
That's when just anybody know me, know hey, coach, look here, hey, whoa. But what are you damn doing? I can handle that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I didn't mind cussing because it was just coaching to me.
Right.
When it get personal,
that's when
I would lose.
Becomes a problem.
Exactly. But I say all that to say the world ain't gonna always deliver things to you in the way you want. And they don't care if you didn't receive the message. Real talk. I'm being very honest with it. And I think people need to be honest with that. Sometimes, you're gonna lose your message. So
right.
If you didn't get it, it hurts you more than it hurts me.
That's not my problem that you didn't get it.
Yeah.
I delivered it. You gotta listen.
How you felt about it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like I say all the time, Lamb, when I'm talking and people, Poochie, the way you said it sounds like, no, I said what I said.
Right.
If you didn't get what I said, but the way you were looking, it came off, damn it, what I said is what I said.
Right.
You know, how you want to take it, how you want to process it. I'm speaking the King's English.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you don't want to sit here and receive, no, it's not that. And that's probably too much of that damn army in me. But at the end of the day, you can't always, that's not life.
You can't dictate how a person delivers anything.
Yeah.
You got to be able to accept it for what it is and either move on or address it. I mean, one of the two.
Now, as the deliverer, now we're going back to the parent mode. As the deliverer, I got to be cognizant of it. If it's something like, look, man, you got to get this, whatever, that's fine. But if it's something I know they need to get, and I'm worried more so like I don't give a damn, I got to be able to take that. I got to be able to take that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put my kid in a situation where I ain't get them ready. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of parents don't want to see it. Look, man,
they don't want to talk about it.
He don't want to. He want to stay on the damn game all night and don't want to study for the test. Why the hell you let him sit on the game all night?
Who's the parent?
How can you sit there and get around people and say that? Well, they want to sit on the TV. They don't want to do that. Huh?
It's more easy than you think.
And you know what, Lamb? And I guarantee you, most parents that say that, they don't feel bad about it until they sit in front of a administrator. And they look at them like, huh? And then you're like, damn, that was stupid.
They don't feel
They don't process that until somebody looking at them like, that's my point. You get what I'm saying? A lot of the problems that our children have is based off things that we probably can correct. Now, if it's some stuff that, again, that's probably from a trauma standpoint, you can't really help it.
Right.
Before I get assistance.
Right.
But when we start talking about structure-wise, discipline, things like that, a lot of that we can control. But the thing we got to be honest with ourselves as parents, how willing are we to be inconvenienced by raising our children?
Oh, okay.
How you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got to be honest with yourself, like with that. Did I do this right? Do I do that? I'm from a school of thought. I used to be the parent. I give it all to my kids. I do it all.
Everything.
Now I'm like, shit, my happiness comes first. My children know you are a priority of mine.
Right.
You are a priority.
Right.
But if what you're doing conflicts with my happiness, we're not doing it. Because once your children become grown, you learn something very quickly. They're going to do what you want to do. And they would sacrifice everything that you did in raising them, they get amnesia about it. Typically until they get older and they got their own. But you can see him, man, I did this, I did that, and it's really what you decide to do. Right. So I say all that to say, again, my children are my priority. I'm going to make sure they got their stuff now. If it's certain things they need or whatever, this, that, and that, I'm going to make sure it happens. But I ain't going to be doing all this kind of stuff and going broke, paying for these lessons, and then a year later, your ass say you don't want to do it no more.
Right. You want to play piano today. Next year.
What the show we did? Skin in the game.
Right.
Skin in the game.
Next year, I want to play the violin.
I had a family member this week, and I gave him the charge. I said, hey, man, make this phone call. Go talk to this person.
Right.
Tell them I'm some kin to you. And then let me know you talk to them.
Okay.
I said, talk to this person.
Okay.
Let them know I'm some kin to you.
Okay.
Let me know. Cool.
Right.
I put it on them
Mm-hmm.
because I know I can call and make sure everything okay. Had a conversation, but I gotta get some skin in the game from you.
Right.
Not you sitting here like
waiting on me.
yeah. Well,
What
what you do? Yeah,
What you got?
yeah. And, if I want to I got the call.
Mm-hmm.
I made the conversation, but I still put the pressure on that person.
To get it
Cool.
done. Right.
You ain't doing it. I ain't following up. I ain't asking you. I
Right.
ain't bringing that shit up. I ain't saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying nothing. Because I know what it is when you always catch people when they fall.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never learn how to stand their ass back up.
Right.
Never do it. And after a while, they damn sure don't appreciate it. Now do what? Expect
But
you
you
to
do it every time.
Yeah, go to hell.
Well, you did it last time.
Yeah.
Well, you did it last time. Why act for you this time?
What I always say, your fear of your children. I mean, your fear of your children not growing up and being. I'm sorry. Your fear of your children of going through something got to be smaller than your fear of them being a grown person stuck in your house.
Right.
You got to be okay with them going through stuff. You're gonna be scared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see my kids go through shit.
Right.
But if I don't give them opportunity to learn when they fall, how they gonna develop?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? How they gonna develop? I didn't realize. And again, like we're talking about, fix your kid problem is helping your kids isn't fixing their problem. Helping your kids isn't fixing their problem. I remember we were sitting. I was in Germany. Shout outside the boats, man. Debo come on every now and then. That's one I'm tune saw. He's based in Houston. Got a nice ranch.
Okay.
I didn't Houston, but Debo had us out there at his house one day. We about 19, 20 years old. And I forgot how the conversation started. But I didn't think about it until he said it. I told you my grandfather raised me.
Right.
He was real old school.
Oh.
And I remember when I left, he gave me this damn hug. I'm like, he was shaking like, and like, really, I'm like, in my mind, cause young, he tripping, he never did that before, but he was frightened.
Okay.
And like what Debo said, to me stuff that day, he said, well, you scared your granddad probably was if you had to go on the other side of the damn world. You've been with him every day since you was a baby. It didn't hit me today.
Okay.
Like, but he said, but you had to lead the nest.
Right.
And he had to know, he knew you had to lead the nest.
He did the best he could with you.
And at the end of the day, a lot of parents, because they're afraid to let their kids lead the nest, that's why they be stuck with these things.
They had that new thing now where they saying that you shouldn't get your kids out of 18. They need to stay as long as they want, as long as they need to.
What I always ask you, like, what are you gonna teach them from 18 to 25? You could teach them from 0 to 18.
Right.
Hey, any one of my kids be called 3 adults. They know, and I prep them. Any one of my children,
right.
PJ, Chris, any one of them call right now. They're ready to get the hell out of my house.
Right.
And you know what? They ain't look back.
Right.
They ain't look back. What are you planning to teach them from 18 to 25 that you could teach them from 0 to 18?
Right.
What?
Right.
I'm just saying. And I'm again, like, I get them disclaimers. The way I raise mine is the way I raise mine. I raise it from the start, just like that.
Right.
To get the hell out of my house, go attack the world. I always come back to me and get game. I always come back to me. Dad, let me holler at you, this, that, and that. And they do it every time. All the time. All the time. I pride myself. Oh, hey, what's up, PJ? Shout out to PJ. PJ turned 22 yesterday.
What's up, PJ?
PJ, ensemble on yesterday. Shout out to Mr. Deonte Burden Jr. 22 yesterday. But now, man, I get out my house, man.
All right.
Get out my house. I've been like that with all my children. I got good boys, and I'll be lying if I say that I wasn't afraid. Savage Publicity PR said children need guidance is key. We hope they keep the lessons we try to teach. And I think that's every parent. But I think a lot of times people keep their kids in there longer off their fears.
Not off child's fears.
No, hell no.
Child be ready to go.
Yeah, and with that said, they so, like all of us, we young, we ignorant as hell, we think stuff easy than what it is. But at the end of the day, like, look, man, before you know it, now the child hits 25, 26, 27. And now here it's kind of looking bad on the parent. Now, damn, I got this grown ass kid in, And now we're on cycle 2. The parent
right,
paying the damn kid rent
right,
and all that stuff.
right.
And my God, I'm paying helping them with their rent and all this other kind of shit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At that phase, I be wanting to do some. Man, I'm telling you something. I'm telling you, the best feeling in the world when I went in Torian house and he got his house. Hey man, I guess man, Daddy make stuff at home.
Oh, okay.
Hey man, got check. Hey man, get the remote right there. That was the best feeling in the world. I could go in my son's house,
Right.
and hey, man, relax, man, relax.
Sit back.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, all right, shit, okay. You know, so that those kind of things, I think parents, just it's frightening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they ain't ready. But they ready to screw and make babies. Shit.
Ready.
They ready to do all the kind of stuff.
With all the grown folks stuff. All the fun grown folks stuff. Except for pay them bills.
Exactly. Exactly. Man, lad, I'm telling you, dog, I don't mind helping my children with transition and stuff.
Right.
Just say you getting out of school, between school, trying to, moving, got sick, lost a job, transitional stuff.
Right, right.
I'm not letting no damn grown. No. No. And I got the space.
Right.
I got more than space.
Can't lay up in your house.
No.
There won't be no layup in Poochie crib.
You can say you can rent from it.
Right.
But we ain't doing that. Like I said, they transitioning. I get it.
Right.
I'm not trying to be it. But no.
Like they went to the military and came home. And they got to get their house.
Check out of college.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, you might mess around, you get locked up. You got to do this. Transitional.
Right.
Transitional.
But it's a limit.
Oh, that shit.
The clock is ticking.
That thing is coming down.
The clock is ticking.
That thing is coming down. You like, hey, man, no, the hell no, we ain't finna do that. Staff of Bliss PR said some parents have control issues too. Oh, 100%. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a control thing, but mainly with the control is a fear.
Okay.
A fear of their kid, like, I don't want them to see them do this. I don't want to see them. And that's what we're talking about, fixing the problem, don't necessarily, helping kids don't necessarily fix their problem. We're going back again.
Right.
You made a solution, but you didn't fix the cause.
Right. We have that false impression that we can prevent them from doing the same things we did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can prevent that. Like if I just stay for a little, I can guide them and they won't make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah.
They might make the same mistakes worse. Regardless of how you guide them, once they get out in the street and become their own person, how you can't be with them 24/7?
I would see sometimes, and again, every parent do stuff differently. Kids get out there, they don't like football.
Mm-hmm.
Or they don't like basketball, whatever. And parents say they don't like it. And I just pulled them out because they don't like it. For the most part, the issue is you teach your kid, listen, you teach them how to quit.
If you don't like something, you can just stop doing it.
Listen, what really most of the time, parents, cool, child, I can go home and watch my soap opera.
Right.
I ain't got to go back and do this. Yeah, I got to do this shit every day, sit out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is when your child have to learn that everything, you're not going to be privy to always be able to do things that you like.
Mm-hmm.
And when you encounter things in life that you don't, some things just got to be finished.
Mm-hmm.
And after this season, you ain't got to play no more.
Right.
If you start saying, finish it. And that's why so many times in life, people don't finish things. They'll start, quit.
Mm-hmm.
Start, quit. And never get past that. Never get past that. Because why? It wasn't taught.
Okay.
Like, look, you ain't got to do it again.
You ain't teaching the commitment part.
Man, listen.
You committed to this. When we start the season, this is what you told the coach and your players and the teammates that you were going to be here.
That's it.
Right.
After this over, you got to do it no more.
Right.
But because what it is that I've been on many boards or different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into it.
Right.
But I made a commitment I was going to do it for this amount of time.
Right.
I give it 150% because, again, my name on it.
Right.
But if you get into it and I quit, and I've seen that many times, man, I've been in boardrooms. Man, I quit. I did. Punk ass, what's wrong with you?
Right.
These boards, like, these are real boards. You sitting there like, punk ass, man. You ain't your feelings because he didn't like you or he didn't see you saying something
right.
Like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't believe it. He said something. He looked. What?
What did he say? What did he look at me like? Right.
Please stand up and sitting down. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? But how many times that as parents we can sit and say, when somebody piss us off because we got mad, we just stop. We don't do it. We don't want to hear that. No, that ain't how the world works.
Right.
That's not how the world works.
You don't want to hear it, but people want to say it.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. But see, at the end of the day, you got to teach your children how to deal with turmoil.
Uh-huh.
You got to teach them how to deal with BS because why? They're going to live with it.
Right.
And they never have been taught to or they had to endure certain things. You got to kiss nobody's tail, but you got to understand there's a certain pathway you got to go about when you're dealing with stuff, right?
You haven't teach them how to. I don't think if you haven't taught them about the BS that they're going to deal with, the BS is going to hit them harder.
Yeah.
It's going to hit them real hard. It's going to hit them so hard, it's going to be like, you know what I'm saying, a catastrophic thing. When if you teach them about it early, it's going to be like water off a duck's back, right? It ain't going to be no thing.
Man, look here.
Now, I mean, I said going to be no thing, but it's not going to be as consuming as it would be.
Look here, man. I seen, grown women filling an application for their grown ass sons.
Mm-hmm.
I seen grown ass women fill out certain documents for their daughters.
Right.
I've seen that shit. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. I remember, and I wish one of the boys to me, Torrin and PJ, I always made them a card where they knew their name, their address, social, this, so they had to fill out documentation, this what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just on their level. They knew their name, but I mean, just like social and stuff.
Right.
So they had like a little card or whatever, they had to do certain things. Told them early. That's how you fill out an application.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you do this kind of stuff. I don't think that one of my kids done hit down at least 15. They know how to fill out stuff for themselves.
Right.
Yeah, now you get someone fill it out. They had to go, mama, daddy.
Right. What card I put on this card?
Get the hell out of my face, boy.
But that's the thing. When they trying to treat you for the virus, they give you the virus, right? So if we try to teach them about BS, you give them the BS so they can get immune to it.
But it goes back to, like I said again, the feel. Remember what I'm saying, parents. Everybody, man. Remember, it's not the solution. It's not fixing that problem. You gotta fix the cause.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta fix the cause, whatever that cause may be. Other people, outside influences, you, them, whatever. You gotta stop the cause because it will come back.
Mm-hmm.
It will come back.
And maybe bigger than before.
Oh man.
Bigger than before. That'd be the kicker. When you just did everything you can, you know what I'm saying, to help this, and the problem is back worse than it was the first time.
You pull, your daughter dealing with this damn food. You pull her away from the food. You take her phone, this, that, and that.
Mm-hmm.
You did all these stuff. Okay, yeah, she can't talk to him now. She can't do this.
Only for her to call him up later.
Oh man, and you just yelling, girl. Her bedroom window wide open.
Right. And she climbing out of it.
Like I said, you can come with one solution.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I said, if you ain't fix them causes, it's always gonna come back and bite you in the tail.
Always.
Straight up, lamb. And I think a lot of times people don't want to sit there and look at that. Parents do not. It's nothing wrong with being afraid of being scared as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. When I dropped Torrin off at Vanderbilt, I've never been. That's probably one of the scariest times I've been in my life.
Mm-hmm. It
was easy when PJ and Chris left. I'd have been through it. That first time was very frightening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did I teach him this? Did I do this? Did it? His dumb ass sitting there like he just, I got this.
It's my thing.
Bumping his head like hell, on his own. I got this. I got it. Just dumb ass.
Right.
But it's very frightening. There's nothing wrong with being afraid, parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's something wrong with not addressing your fear.
Yeah.
You got to.
But see, a lot of people don't think it's fear. They think it's nurturing.
I don't want
They equate fear to nurturing. I mean, think about it. Like, I'm not going to let my son or my daughter out on them bad streets by themselves. I got to nurture them, know how to navigate this thing.
I don't want them kids. I want them damn grandkids. I want them visit. Like I say, transitioning, got you.
Mm-hmm.
Living, hell no. Because I just know me as a parent. I
Right.
gave my children 200%.
Mm-hmm.
I done coached all my kids. My kids can't say nothing they done had that their daddy wasn't there.
Right.
From pre-K all the way through college.
Right.
They can't say nothing. They can't. Right?
Right.
Shit, you think, man? Huh? Huh? No,
Say,
man.
get the hell out of here.
No, man. Get the hell out of here, man. We ain't doing that.
Right.
We ain't doing that. But I don't say that on no tough guy shit. I just think a lot of times when I hear people talk, it's because of stuff that they feel like they ain't do.
Right.
Like I said, I don't know what you plan on teaching somebody 18 to 25. You couldn't teach from 0 to 18.
It's always come.
I just don't. I'm just saying that it's always something that you felt like it's stopping them.
Mm-hmm.
They got to stay in your house.
They didn't want to deal with the nowadays the I ain't saying that's an excuse. Nowadays parents are like, the cost of living is so high. They won't be able to survive off of what they make or what kind of career they have. And if we all stay here together, we can survive. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they think like that. But at the same time, you got to realize this is an adult who's never been on their own. So they're going to want to do adult things. And you may not want them doing adult things in your house. So what is that? Where do y'all start bumping heads at that point?
Making my point.
Right.
You making my point. and again, Lab, you know me. I never tell people what to do with their children.
Right.
I never get into that. I just say what I've done. Since Redbone say when fixing the issue, you assume you have fixed the problem. But that's a good point. Sometimes you fix the issue, you think you fixed the problem. Remember what I just said. When you fix the issue, always remember not you did fix the problem, but you didn't fix the cause of the problem.
Oh, okay.
That's what we always got to fix. Remember
that magic word, the cause.
The
What
cause.
caused this problem to happen?
You did fix it,
right?
But the cause didn't go away.
Right.
I never forget that. What was it? Doctor. That was one of my first classes in grad school. But when he said that, I thought about it. He said that's one of the biggest things. People fix problems. They fix it. They come to solution, but they never spend a lot of time on what caused it. Because if you don't fix the cause, it's gonna come back. It's got a highly, not always, but it's got a high good chance of coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can put some we can put some stop leak and certain things on certain things, but that doesn't mean at the end of the day that stopped it.
Right.
But if we didn't actually go through and repair, cut rotten wood out of it, it's gonna start bad leaking.
Right.
That's the thing about it. Remember, parents, take care of the cause. Fix the problem, but always address the cause. Because if you don't address the cause, it's a good chance it can always come back
faster.
Yeah, that's it.
Faster.
And again, I'm getting at this claim.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm getting at this claim. I ain't telling parents, "Hey man, don't do this with your kid." I because I can't. The way I move with my children is the way I move, and that's how I've been doing from the beginning. And that's kind of like you had a conversation with people. Hey man, what I need to do to help a kid get to college and do these kind of things? Like, shit, I've been doing this stuff from 9th grade. Y'all got a year left. I don't think you can do what I've been doing.
Right.
That's just being honest.
Right.
So my pathway been my pathway that worked for me. It may not work for another person. And my way may have caused success for me. You may have a way that's the polar opposite, and you've had success with that. It doesn't make my way right, don't make your way wrong.
It's just the way.
And the end game is still the end game. Your kid being successful. And I think that's one thing about it. Far too often people get old. Well, you need to do this. They did it. They need. I hear people sometimes where they took. You hear older folk where they took whooping out of school. Man, it's no way in the hell I want no damn teacher whooping my damn kids. Watch your damn mind.
And they had a bad day.
Shit, they teach on all kind of damn medications and Newports and cocaine and stuff. I don't want them touching my damn kid. Right. Watch your damn mind.
And then they might got a kid home.
No,
they want to address that issue through your child.
Man, I never forget. When I was like 3rd or 4th grade, when the Florence Jackson Academy over there on Fathom Road, and one of our teachers, her husband came to the job. We were like 3rd or 4th grade, we were young. I don't know what the hell he said to her in that damn parking lot, whatever. And we were just in there giggling. She came out with that damn paddle swinging, hitting all of us. Not because we doing little kid shit.
Right.
But she mad. She came in and talked to her husband.
Right.
We young. It was a school that did corporal punishment.
Okay, right.
So you ain't thinking to go tell your mom and
right.
They think the shit cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is.
Ooh,
but I know that woman came in mad. There's no way in the hell I would sign off on him. No. especially dog.
Not today.
Especially
Not today.
yeah. Especially like now, I see all the issues people
Right.
got, and in addition to having their careers. Hell no.
Not today. Not today's society. You don't. But I was with that too. I had a teacher. She was sadistic with the whooping. She would take about 8 or 9 rulers and tape them together.
How the hell you? No, it's doing
I'm telling you.
Let's just say great topic, keep it going. But no, that's a. I hear people say, well, they should have did that. They take the prayer out of school. This, that. That's the thing about it. You got to be open minded. Everybody's a Christian,
right? And
don't think everybody's not.
But that doesn't make it like that doesn't make. If I say prayer in school, I'm gonna say prayer in school. Then I'm gonna get to what I want to get to.
Yeah, well,
that's just how I was. I mean, we had prayer in school.
Well, the issue of it is when we say they got rid of prayer in school. When I say that, you got to be cognizant now. You can make a Muslim kid uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You might make a Buddhist kid uncomfortable.
Or you might make a regular kid uncomfortable because that's not what they teach in his house.
Exactly. So to make folk conform, you just got to think different. You can't think that way, because if I thought the way people thought 7, 8 years ago, it was probably more blasphemous. You don't want to work for no white folk. You don't want to go do what's this, that, and that. Right. And I'm not knocking anybody, but I know what the thought process probably from my great grandfather and stuff like that. They still men.
That's a good job.
Yeah. That's a good job. You believe that?
Right.
We're gonna get a job with such and such. I'm on that. F that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that I'm not gonna ridicule them, but I understand the thought process, maybe survival techniques, or how the mindset was then. Right. We can't sit here and be, what was applicable to our grandparents, great grandparents, or parents. What the world evolved
to us.
Yeah, the world is evolving, and we got to be very, very mindful of that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very, very mindful of that, and be very, very okay with letting the old heads in our family know, hey man, they don't think like that no more.
Well, that don't apply. I mean, you think about how our grandparents and parents, some of our parents, I'm getting on this job, be with that for 30 years, and I'm gonna retire with a pension. They don't even have that no more. That don't even apply anymore.
Yeah, and I'm very mindful of that. We go talk to the kids, because some of the brothers, I appreciate them, being out there, we all talking to the kids. Right. But I don't agree with some of the stuff they say to some of the kids. Right. Because some of the kids come in, they got their hoodies, they got their dreads, and tell them certain things like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. Shit, man, I don't necessarily. Now, we might couldn't do it in our era, but they doing different things.
They doing different things. Now they express themselves differently.
Yeah, you got to be kind of mindful of certain things, of certain movements and stuff. So, parents really, just take a chill pill, assess yourself, assess things that are going on with your kids, and say what you can do better. And if you're doing what you're doing, cool. Nobody's perfect. No kid is perfect. But be realistic about, what's going on. You might have cut back. Like I said, man, I cut back a lot. I never forget that look when Chris looked at me like, I can't do this. Right. Yeah, you the one got the degrees. She cussing my ass out. Right. Because I'm going off. Why he got this? Why he got this? Right. Shit. Well, Pooch, your smart ass, I'm putting shit on her like it was me. Right. My son needed me. Right. So I had to do that. I'm talking all this shit. It was just, that wasn't for her to be doing.
It just flew out your mind like this is automatic.
Yeah.
To you.
Exactly.
To you.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I just had to stop. Let me cut back on this and cut back on that and this, that, and like I said, the rest was history for them. But I just be honest with that with myself. Like, hey man, everybody, your kid ain't no damn dog. Sit, stand, bark. That ain't how they gonna have it. Right. You know what I mean? And I think we as parents take an honest assessment of what we did or didn't do or what we could do more of, we probably be, take that little painful walk and just, okay, let me fix that. Right. But you got to do that. You got to be okay with getting your feelings hurt by you and assessing all kind of things. So like, look, let me be a little uncomfortable so we get these things in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because sorry, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, it ain't going to change. It ain't going to change. Right. It ain't going to change. At all. Right? Sometimes a rock might fall, hit them side of the head, and they get the shit together when they're 50. Most of it ain't going to change. Right? It ain't going to change. Right? Right. And, again, we sit here and say sometimes, I'm a single parent, this, that, and that. Hey, shit, you better fix it. You know what I'm saying? That's all of us.
I get it.
Men, women, whatever.
Right.
You know, like I said, I ain't saying that, and that wasn't a blight at no mama.
Mm-hmm.
My kids stay with me most of the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I gotta be cool with because I get tired.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do shit.
You gotta be mindful of that for you too. Right?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know I gotta make a sacrifice on.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that to say, like, look, man, whatever excuse or limitation we have, we can understand what kind of help we got, but then what you got is what you got. But you just gotta be honest with yourself that you don't use the excuse of what you feel like you don't have as something that's hindering them. I done heard plenty of moms, I'm by myself, this, that, and that, and shit. Because like it's a 50-50 chance,
right,
that you're gonna get a good dad,
right.
I love my papa. He said all the time, man, I'm sorry I went around. I saw around, man. If your Hollywood Road ass been around when I growing up,
things might be a little bit different.
Oh hell no!
It worked out. The 12 phones worked out.
It's good. It's good, man. It's good, man. No hard feelings. You love you, man.
Right.
Hell no. But that's the stuff with him.
Right. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
They ain't got shit to do with me.
Right.
But sometimes people use that. Well, I didn't have it. Man, you don't know if you're gonna have a good dad. You don't know. Hey, you know, 50-50. Shit. There's a reason around. You probably crazy.
Right.
You said that thing, man. My daddy did. You didn't want him around.
I know plenty of people got their daddy like all the time. Them and the daddy crazy.
Mama still mad. She gave him something. She knew it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't really use those crutches. Like the world don't give a damn your daddy went around.
Right.
The world don't give a damn your mom went around. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Because when life happens, you always gonna get a good supervisor. You always gonna get some good coworkers. Mm-hmm. You always gonna get a good landlord. Right. I mean, all kind of things like
affect your life.
Affect your life
on the daily basis.
And as soon as you kind of and I'm not saying it's not gonna hit you. It's not going to bother you. I'm not even saying it's not going to hinder you, but you got to understand, it's still moving. Mm-hmm. It's still moving. And the thing that you feel like that you didn't have that could have helped you, you'll never know the impact of it is. Mm-hmm. But what you do know by you not having it, the way you have developed, that builds you up. That builds your resilience. Mm-hmm. That builds your strength and everything. And you got to look at it as a positive instead of using it as a crutch, right? For parents, everybody, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Had an awesome show and everything like that. Good conversation. Remember, again, we talked about helping your kids and fixing their problems. Make sure you go to Change the Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden, on YouTube. If you came in the middle of the show, again, that's Change the Life, hosted by Deonte Burden on YouTube. You can Google it. The blue man icon to come up. Go to YouTube channel and subscribe. You can see this whole show in its full entirety, along with over 900 videos. But if you need your financial entrepreneurial fix, go to my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar. Again, that's Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about entrepreneurship, investing, and business. A lot of great information. Got about 900 videos on that YouTube channel as well. Take care of yourself, guys. Love you. Be safe. And I'll talk with you soon.